This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, I know you're all excited. We're 2 weeks away from Valentine's Day.
Oh, boy.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see what I got you.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. All right, now I got to go shopping.
Oh, dear.
Well, according to a recent study, it looks like the average person with a significant other expects to shell out $208 this year. That's up 44%.
That's up $208 from me last year.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
And, you know, since we're all each other's significant work others, I mean, does that mean we're all spending like tons of money, you know, on our spouses and then on our work spouses?
I don't have a work spouse.
I don't have a work spouse.
Hey, that doesn't.
Oh, really?
No.
Danny was your work spouse.
No.
Exactly.
No, you guys are all my work buddies.
Wow.
There's no work wife. There's no work husband. I don't believe in any of that crap.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He's my work mistress.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Okay. He's the work hoe. Okay.
That's
all right.
Yeah, babe. I'm going to a hockey game with Danny, I swear.
Yeah.
Actually, we are going to a hockey game.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And we're holding
Okay. Well, look at this. I mean, okay then.
All right,
So
fine.
this is make sure you think something romantic or bromantic at the hockey game
How
because
would
you're close.
you feel, though, if, like, you found out, like, okay, like, you know, Kathy looks at, like, you know, your bank statement. It's like, I noticed that you spent $100. You're like, oh, that's for my work wife for Valentine's Day. Would that, you know, everyone jokes about that. I don't think anyone in a real relationship that's confident in their relationship is going to get mad about a joking work wife or work spouse. But would you be upset if you bought your work spouse, quote, I hate even saying that term, but would you be mad if you bought your work spouse a Valentine's Day gift?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Valentine's
Obviously not
Day.
like lingerie, but like chocolates or something like nice. Like, you know.
Boy, you're right, Steve. It's a tough one. I'm old school, so Valentine's Day means like be my Valentine. It's like it's for the person you have romantic feelings for. Is what I look at Valentine, and maybe your parents or your children. I feel like that gets a pass. But otherwise, if it's not your parent, your child, or your spouse or significant other. I think you're in trouble. That's my generation. I don't know what these young kids think today. These Gen Xers or these millennials and stuff.
As long as my wife is spending more on me, like if she's like, buying like a small box of chocolates or, maybe just one of those little Valentine's cards you get from like, the box of 30 that you give out to, grade schoolers and stuff. That's fine. But if she's like dropping a $100 on like a work husband, I'm going to have issues at that point.
All right, babe, I got you a diamond necklace. I got my work spouse fuzzy handcuffs, but don't worry. It's clearly I spent more money on your gift than...
That's true. That's an important thing. Rev does, first of all, let's find out. So, Danny, yay or nay on whether or not, Rev says as long as he's top dog in the dollar department. How about you?
I don't think it would bother me too much, honestly.
Look at Danny. He's a swinger.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't you known that for years?
I mean, he just went to a whorehouse in Portland.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? At this point, I don't think Danny has any room to say anything about his significant other doing anything after Danny went to Hotown, USA in Oregon.
Listen to yesterday's show to get context on that.
Yes.
Yeah, Danny, check that out. Danny took my son to a brothel because, well, that's what friends do.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
I guess that was an early Valentine's, right?
Yeah, so
he's more like the work mistress. See, we go to a hockey game. It's more like, like more traditional. And when he goes out with Joe, they go to hookers.
Well, that was my Valentine's Day gift to Joe. So, I had to make sure he got to the right place.
He got him syphilis for his Valentine's Day.
You're welcome, Joe.
Yeah, so you're the trophy husband, Steve, basically the trophy work spouse where he takes you to the places he wants to be seen, and then he takes Joey to the places he doesn't want anybody to see him.
Right, to the places that just have like a random pink or purple light flashing on the door.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Vicky, I know you have a lot of stuffed animals that probably all have to get Valentine's, but how about humans?
I mean, I was thinking of doing like those little kid Valentine's Days because I had a manager who would do that for us. It had a little candy on it, and I thought that was a cool touch. And it had, little My Little Pony characters. So I thought that was
fun. The
funny.
effort, just give us the candy.
Yeah, candy.
Hook up the candy.
Yeah, I'll take candy at any time.
Your name's on there and everything. Why are you taking that away from me?
If you can find one that has like me and like a conductor's hat that says "I choose you."
Oh my God!
Wow, I love how you do remember that one card, Steve. That's awesome.
Don't challenge me. I'll make it.
Wow. It is interesting, man, that they trained us at a very young age. That give Valentine's to everybody, like spread the love to everybody in the room. And, as we get older, it's like, oh no, you do that, you're in trouble.
What's funny is they don't allow the kid ones at Lily's school.
Really?
What?
Yeah, they can't buy them.
Because it's not fair if you didn't get one for everyone?
I don't know if that's the reason necessarily. I think because I remember they used to make us, like, at least if we're going to bring those, you have to bring them for everyone. That being said, they're making them, like, write out their own and actually write, like a statement. Like, oh, I like Steve because he's nice to me every day. I like Vicky because and you have to say something about the person as opposed to just this, like, Hallmark, whatever.
Is that instead of, like, math or, like, learning stuff? Because I'll do that any day of the week.
It's a whole class project, and they're going to put them up all.
I love this plan.
That's cool.
That's cool. I mean, we did the whole card exchange, but it wasn't like you had to get one for everyone in the class. You just picked who you wanted to give a card to.
Oh wow,
that is good. It just set me up for future disappointment from women because I never got one from anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
except for Tara. But Tara was weird, man. As a kid, like she played with spiders and stuff. So
and Tara gave you a card?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she was probably like, you know what? You remind me of all the little hairy things I love.
But that was weird because it was worse to get one from her because everyone's like, oh, Tara got you a Valentine's Day card. You must be weird. Like I became weird. I was already weird, but like it was like guilt by association kind of a thing.
I would love to see what Tara's doing. What if Tara is the most big success you've ever seen? That story where everyone didn't want anything to do with Tara, and then Tara turns out to be the best partner you could ever ask for. Man. And Steve, don't look Tara up because what if it turns out Tara's like massively awesome and you're just like, oh man.
No, I remember she was like, I thought we became Facebook friends, and she's like,
wow. I mean,
she's like a spider handler.
She's a spider handler. Well, that's a pretty cool gig, to be honest. I mean, I have to say, if she was a spider handler, that means, maybe snake handler would be better, but still,
follow your dreams, kids.
Hey, I want to know what happened to Tara.
Spiders. I think she just, did what most people. They got married, had kids. Nothing special. Nothing awful.
What do you mean nothing special? What if she turns out to be like the most awesome partner you could ever ask for?
Ask her husband. I don't know.
What if she's, all right, well, now I got to look up Tara's husband. He never sent any cards, but I'm going to say, look, I just need to know. That would be an odd conversation. Just want to know how amazing your wife is. Not that I'm trying to get her or anything.
She was kind of weird in elementary school. How'd things turn out for good old Tara?
She used to handle spiders. What is she?
It's funny that you mentioned kids because, like, for a long time, my wife and I maybe we'll go get dinner for Valentine's Day, but just the other day she's like, okay, well, we got to start thinking about Valentine's Day. I'm like, what about it? And then she's like, well, we got to get something for Tatum. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Especially from Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys go overboard for Easter last year for her?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to get worse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget Arbor Day. I don't know if you know Arbor Day is a big day.
It is.
Sure. Save that Frosty the Snowman toy. Yeah.
And Flag Day, forget about it.
Oh, we already got our flags picked out.
Oh,
Don't
good.
worry.
Well, you go, yeah, because I mean, pretty much you have a child. Every damn day is a holiday that you have to get something. Yeah.
Every time I go to Target, it's a holiday. I always leave with something for her.
And then they just start making up their own holidays. Lily the other day tells me, Dad, when you come next time, it's going to be Yes Day. And I was like, what's that mean? She's like, you have to say yes to everything I want to do. And I
That's
was
like
wow.
some stupid new thing kids are doing. I've heard about that.
yeah.
Well, isn't that called marriage?
Fair enough.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. I mean, really, it's not wrong.
Try the veal.
Tip your waiters.
Alrighty. So, hey, we got a school district that's going to cancel classes for a day, all because of the Super Bowl. Oh, Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Mix Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Key Up You All for giving us the Mix Report. And today, it's a very special day.
Oh, really?
It's Groundhog Day.
All right. Yeah, Puxatawny Phil.
Do you know what happened?
No, you know what I did? I didn't watch. I didn't see.
All right, what do you think? Do you think he saw his shadow or didn't see his shadow, BJ?
I always forget which one is which. I think he did the thing where it said we're going to have a long winter.
Okay, that would mean that he saw his shadow.
Okay. Which is so bizarre to me. I feel like, so that's it.
Yeah,
huh?
you're so smart, man. Yeah, you knew it. Wow. Spoiler alert. Oh, I'm sorry if anyone DVR'd it. Crap.
Oh, dang. You ruined everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he saw his shadow, so 6 more weeks of winter.
Hooray!
See, my head has a hard time with that because I would feel like if he saw a shadow, that meant the sun was out, which meant that it's going to be good weather for, and quicker. So that's why I always confuse that.
Every time it says, Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow, and then I have to instantly go on the internet and say, what does that mean? Because I always forget. I never know what...
Yeah.
You know what's weird, though, is apparently in New Jersey, they have their own weather-predicting groundhog. I don't know if it's called,
Sakaka Sammy?
Hey, Vito the groundhog.
Yeah.
Well, anyways. I guess his name is Milltown Mel.
Okay.
And how weird is this? I don't know what this means in the grand scope of things, but Milltown Mel died right before they were going to do the thing.
No! What does that mean? You come out, see your shadow? But if you die when you come out, that's got to be something.
Yeah, so they were like, hey, we got to check and see if we saw the shadow or not. Well, Mel didn't. Because Mel did not live.
Oh man,
I know, it's terrible.
It is funny though. It's like wow, damn, he was okay the night before, I swear.
Oh, jeez.
Do you think there was a hit? I mean, it is like a soprano took him out?
Oh, wow.
I think so, yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, if you're Puxatawny Phil and you see this young upstart moving in on your territory, oh, yeah, it's Phil ordered this hit.
Groundhog Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Puxatawny Phil is the godfather of ground.
Yeah. On the day of me coming out to see my shadow.
Wow.
You Milltown Millie. What's his name, Mel?
Mel. Yeah.
He's dead anyway. I don't care who he is.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
that's
anyways,
right. Yeah, he's sleeping with the fishes or the other groundhogs.
Oh, what a bummer, though, if everyone showed up and like, all right, it's time to go. Hey, everybody, we're really sorry to tell you this, but
yeah,
Mel's not going to be able to tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
Do they have a backup groundhog?
Dude, that's so funny you say that, Rev, because in the article it says townspeople were saddened by Mel's death, but with his fellow groundhogs hibernating, there wasn't enough time for city leaders to find a stand-in for the iconic groundhog.
Oh, no.
So this is very interesting. So they hibernate this time of year. So I wonder if he just died because he wasn't allowed to do what he naturally was supposed to do, and that is be sleeping.
You know?
Oh, all these years we've been abusing these groundhogs just to find out if we're going to have a week or so of winter. What?
Aye.
Oh, this ain't good. Don't get Pete don't get Pete involved. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they already are, BJ.
Yeah, don't get him involved.
All right, so we always joke about this. Hey, the day after the Super Bowl should be like a national holiday. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That way you don't have to go to work. You don't have to deal with it. That way you can enjoy the Super Bowl parties and stay up late and enjoy the day. But that's never the case, except in Cincinnati. You got to love this. The Cincinnati School District, the public school district, just announced that classes on Monday, February 14th, are going to be canceled in honor of the Bengals' first Super Bowl appearance in 33 years.
That's fantastic.
And as they said, we want to celebrate what, quote, we believe will be our city's first ever Super Bowl victory.
Wow, that's right. I didn't realize they hadn't won a Super Bowl.
No. And 33 years ago, what was it? The Icky Shuffle? Remember Icky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny and Vicky probably have no idea. And was it Boomer Esiason was the quarterback?
Isn't it bizarre? Yeah. Boomer, who's like, you see him on, you hear him on commercials. He does a lot of stuff on television and radio. I think he works for our company, as a matter of fact.
Vicky's just looking at us like we're just saying random words.
Yeah. Well, 33 years ago, I wasn't even born.
How about that?
That's a good point as to why she's like, what are you old people talking about?
So you never saw the Icky Shuffle?
No.
That's what not being born means. Did you have cable in your mother's womb?
Step, ha!
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Ha!
You look like the video game character.
That's the Icky Shuffle right there, kids. Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
It was like, at least it was one of the first end zone celebrations that was memorable that you know what I mean? That was like, that's kind of cool.
Totally. Iconic. You looked forward to Icky Wood scoring a touchdown so you could see the Icky Shuffle.
And that's where I think a lot of people said, all right, I want to do fancy end zone stuff like Icky. And then it got out of control where the NFL said, we got to stop this.
Hey, so we go from Cincinnati, Ohio to Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, my favorite place.
Because that's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, I think. I'm trying to make a segue.
Oh, you know what? That is where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is. That's actually one of the... Yeah, there you go. That's a highlight of Cleveland. And let me tell you, it's hard to find a lot of highlights in Cleveland.
Well, they just announced the nominees for the class of 2022 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Woo, let's do it.
So a couple first nominations. Carly Simon.
Okay.
Dolly Parton. First nomination for Dolly Parton.
Well, it's the Music Hall of Fame, so that's why.
Working 9 to 5.
Is that a rock and roll song,
Jolene.
really?
Dolly Parton is a great musician.
Yeah, I didn't say she wasn't a musician, but she's not rock and roll.
So it's not.
That's why I said
it's artists.
That's why I said
have
it's
this conversation again.
Well, I already said it. I said it. So it's really the music. Just in case anybody listening goes, "What's Dolly Parton doing there?" It's really the Music Hall of Fame. You know, they changed that years ago where they allow pretty much any musician to be in, which I think is a good idea. That's fine.
I think you're the only one that still harps on that. I think everyone kind of understands.
Well, it started off as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then they were like, all right,
man, how many years are we going to do this?
Get over it.
Wow. You know what? You're going on with the Icky Shuffle. I'm going to go on with it with rock and roll.
Fair.
You know what it is, Steve? Rock and roll doesn't get a lot of love these days in a lot of award shows and stuff. So I'm kind of a little bitter that we've expanded ourselves and said we've been inclusive, and then we've been kicked out of everything.
All right. Well, how about Duran? First nomination for the Duranimals.
Nice job.
This is
okay.
going to make you feel old. Beck, he's being his first nomination. Because
Are you kidding me?
It has to be 25 years from your first recording was released, I believe.
Wow.
Is how you get that's what makes you eligible to even be nominated.
That does make me feel old.
Also, Eminem, his first nomination.
That also makes me feel old.
He's got to be put in it.
Yeah, but wow.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's just that makes me feel older than Beck because I feel like, damn, it's no.
Tribe Called Quest. Lionel Richie's first nomination as well.
I don't know a Tribe Called Quest. Do you? Anybody?
Yes, hip hop group. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of what's that?
I said good for Lionel Richie too.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of surprised that it's taken this long for him to even be nominated. Then, of course, there's been a few that have been nominated, haven't made it in, like Rage Against the Machine, the New York Dolls, Judas Priest, Kate Bush, Devo, BJ, of course. I know you love those guys.
Yeah, they got to get in someday.
The MC5, Eurythmics, and Pat Benatar, and some others as well. So that's what's going on. The nominees are going to happen. And fan voting has just opened up and will continue until April 29th. So vote for who you think should make it. And I think they also have like a panel of people that pick it as well. Big news in the world of sports, BJ.
Oh, what's happening?
Washington football team is no longer the Washington football team.
Oh, they got a name.
They now have a name. They put up a video this morning. It was actually, it's pretty cool. Like, if you are a fan of the Washington football team's history, like, it's a lot of cool video clips, and they got the big boy, like, movie voice guy going, like, legends, blah, 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 this, all that. And it goes on forever.
So there was a leaked name. Was it the name that it ended up being leaked?
What was the leaked name?
Commanders.
Well, let's have the video announce it. I don't know if it's a player, but somebody just decides to tell us what the name of the team is.
We are the Commanders.
Yeah. You're right, BJ. They're the Commanders.
There was a bit of a controversy because people go, who the hell leaked this name? Because they wanted to do this big reveal today, and somebody leaked it.
Oh,
so,
I forgot they even leaked it. So, I mean, that was,
yeah, right.
I like it.
Good for you.
I can say every name's people are going to whine about, but I don't think it's a bad name. And I like the jerseys. I think it all looks good.
Oh, I haven't seen the jerseys yet. Yeah,
Vicky had him up, so she'll have to pull it back.
So it's the same color scheme, though, right?
Yeah, but it seems like they have like the alternate. I don't know if it's their alternate, but it's a black jersey with like the red and gold, which I think is pretty cool looking. That's just nice. Like some slight tweaks, just enough.
Yeah,
to make it its own thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know, it's not cool.
What's that?
The Kraken.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man.
I am so. They just. With our emotions every single game. It's like every game is like they're just a goal or two away from winning. They were down 2-0. They tie it up 2-2. You're feeling pretty good. At one point, you thought they were going to take the lead. No. They end up losing to your stupid Bruins, 3-2. I mean, you got to score on a power play. I mean, they had like six tries, and they didn't score once on that.
And the Bruins scored twice on the power play.
Yes.
So I mean, that was you're right, Steve. That was the backbreaker. It was, it was the power play that you saw. That man.
Also, there was McCann, who's been really good for the Kraken. So I'm not like saying he's been bad, but like, man, he had an opportunity to tie the game at the end of that game.
I saw that.
An empty net, and you're like, I know he would love to have that chance again.
Right. Yeah.
He just shot it just a little bit, a lot of it wide.
Yeah.
Just
that's, outside. I mean, and my theory I thought was going to come true because we scored the third goal of the game. And
I know.
Then when we tied it, I was like, well, Steve's rooting for the theory now, isn't he? And,
I am.
Well, it didn't happen.
That was the silver lining, that your theory was wrong.
Yeah. I will tell you with that theory, though, which, of course, my theory is that it doesn't matter which team, whoever scores a third goal ends up winning more than they lose. And I was like, man, you start rooting for that. You go, okay, we're down 2-0, and I'm still going, I don't care if we're down 2-0. We just got to score the third goal of the game. And we did, and I was like, woo, come on, baby.
It's a team that just doesn't give up, man. I love watching the team. It's frustrating that they don't win a lot of games, but it's also very promising that they keep battling. No matter what the score is, they're always in it. Yanni Gourde continues to make me love him as a player. He got into another fight, pisses off the other team. I think he's just the greatest thing ever. So
yeah.
Hey, as far what's that?
Yeah, dude. I mean, listen, they're in the games. There aren't too many games where you go, wow, they are blown out. They don't have a shot. And that's what, I mean, for a first year team, you can't ask for a whole lot more. And you do want them to get another first round pick if they can, get a good lottery spot.
We should maybe pay our coach $100,000 a game to lose.
Yes,
the allegations that are out there.
who's this?
Oh, you haven't heard the Brian Flores stuff? The Miami coach that is now suing, former Miami coach. He's suing the NFL and the New York Giants. There's a lot of stuff going on with that story, but one of the things that came up in the story is that when he was coaching for the Dolphins, he alleges that the owner said, "Hey, $100,000 each time our team loses if you make sure we lose." That was back when they were trying to get the top draft pick to get Tua.
Yeah,
which they ended up getting anyway. But that's one of the allegations.
You know what? I really, honestly, I don't know. I know that players think I'm horrible for this, but I don't have a problem with that. It's strategy to me. It's like you're not going to win anything. Why wouldn't you try to better your team, which is what you do in the world of this sport? That's the one disagreement I have with everybody involved with sports. I really do.
But you got to think about some of those players. I mean, that's a slippery slope. If they're incentive based and there are certain things that they get for certain, accomplishments with the team, both personally and also as a team accomplishment, wouldn't that piss you off?
Yeah, I can see your point there too. If all of a sudden you go, all I need is one more touchdown catch, and then they throw in like the fourth string quarterback who couldn't hit the side of a bird from the inside. Yeah, you're right, Steve. Then that would suck. You wouldn't get your money.
I'm still salty as an old school Devils fan because there was once a time where they were really, really. I mean, they are bad now, but they were really bad, and they were looking like they might be up for that draft pick that would have been Mario Lemieux, but the Pittsburgh Penguins sucked more, and some believe that they sucked on purpose.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Stupid Penguins.
So that's how I like it. Suck on purpose, people.
Suck on purpose. Wow. Hey, as far as weather, 43 degrees is going to be our high. It's going to be cloudy. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report. And that is what's up.
Now, did you hear anything about possible snow today?
I know it snowed a little bit yesterday, I think, in Monroe.
Yeah, on my app, it was saying that it was supposed to be snowing in 8 hours. It didn't snow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what Alexa told me today, but she could be lying to me. Oh. So maybe some rain and snow mixture today. It's going to be cold enough that you're going to be like, really?
Yeah, I got no snowflakes on my thingy bingy.
Thingy bingy? Well, if you don't have it on your thingy bingy, then I think that's what I go by. That's also how I know if we're going to have more winter. If your thingy bingy comes out and sees a shadow.
Oh, gosh.
I just see clouds and some rain later on my thingy bingy.
Thank goodness.
What do you got for a high temperature, sir?
43. Aren't you listening to the Migs Report?
No, I don't bother with that show. Yeah,
I told you what's up.
I don't know what Alexa's talking about. If it's a high, unless when it's cold, we're going to get snow or something. Well, I guess that's how that works.
When I typed in Google snow Seattle, it says it's supposed to be a snow rain mix with a low of 35 today. So maybe at night there might be a little bit of like a rain snow mix. But
that's probably what she said to me, Vicky, and I wasn't paying attention because I was half asleep. Yeah.
Hey, to get back to the Kraken for a second, we're talking about how they just disappoint us, even though they are always in the game, and you feel like there's a lot of hope and optimism with that team. I love this texture's analogy. It says the Kraken are like my 43-year-old uncle that lives at home, has potential, but always lets you down.
Aww. Always has a scheme.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
I swear, this is my year.
You're right. There's always that family member that's always got something going on, and you're like, you have nothing going on. Yep. And then, the cautionary tale that your dad tells you, don't end up like Uncle Jimmy, okay?
Don't end up like the Kraken.
You really don't want to be like the Kraken. At least not this year. You want to be like the Kraken in a couple of years.
Man, probably, maybe, hopefully.
Yesterday, Steve did get this one right, but he ran out of time before he did.
According to Google, what is the first pizza chain in the United States?
Oh, I'm going to go with Domino's.
No!
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I sound like I said Shamano's.
Well, Shamano's is a great place. If you haven't been to Shamano's.
Pizza, that's your favorite shaman.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's what's so cool about it. They take that natural tobacco flavor and throw it in the pizza. It's wonderful.
As for the mushroom pizza, the shaman will lead you.
Oh, wow. The mushroom pizza. Good job.
Shamano's.
Can I get extra ayahuasca, please?
Yeah, that's, yeah. All right. You want a shot at beating Shaman Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.